It takes a lot to be an elite athlete, even more when living with type 1 diabetes. Fox 12's Nick Krupke recently reconnected with a former high school spotlight kid from Vancouver who continues to push the limits in the world of track cycling.
Now, how many are in here actually yours then?
Just 2 right now.
There's room for more. I see more hooks.
Oh, yeah.
McKenna McKee is a 13-time sprint track cycling national champion from Vancouver who has gone global.
McKenna McKee qui a accéléré, mais là, Wallace qui tente de revenir.
I think I've been to 9 countries now. I've been to 6 of the 7 continents.
We first met the now 21-year-old in late 2020. This past summer, McKee nearly made the U.S. Olympic team.
Being that close to qualifying to the Olympics, almost beating an Olympian, but not doing it. And yeah, definitely if you see the times from racing and you're like 0.00, and that's like less than a tenth of a second, you're like, I'm right there.
McKenna's racing season ended in September, but she just took an off-season run in Montreal.
McKenna McKee is increasing the speed right now.
And came home with a pair of silvers in her suitcase, alongside her insulin for type 1 diabetes.
This is for my site where my insulin pump goes. Definitely become an outlet just to cope, and everybody on a bike is just an ordinary person, so it's definitely made me feel like the closest to normal.
The Lower Columbia College nursing student has been a competitive rider since the age of 6, when she was first diagnosed.
You can feel one way, and then, you know, your blood sugars are completely different, or it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so anxious. But my blood sugars are fine, or I'm really high. Intake of water, how am I doing? Am I dehydrated? Am I overhydrated? Now I gotta go to the bathroom, and, you know, my blood sugars are really high. I have to go to the bathroom quite frequently, so that always makes it hard, because I'm like, you're wearing a full skin suit, so you gotta zip everything off and put it back on, and you got like 5 minutes to get to the start line, so you're definitely juggling with a lot.
McKenna has been juggling where to practice ever since the velodrome closed down at Alpenrose Dairy. Now Redmond, Washington or Burnaby, BC are the closest tracks. So McKenna grinds away in her parents' garage or in the cycle studio of her coach for the past decade plus. Former world champion Kirk Whiteman.
I learned so much from McKenna, and I learned so much from diabetes and how she attacks it and how she's not going to let anything stop her, how she's not going to let, you know, diabetes deny her quest. And she wants everybody to feel the same way, young and old. And do the same thing. She's willing to help people do that.
Pushing weights to pound the pedals.
Every now and again, I think back at it, it's like, wow, you know, 13-time national champion. However, how many times has she been second? How many times has she been third? She's medaled at every national championship she's been to, except for one.
Next up, the big one. The 28 Summer Games in Los Angeles.
The clock's ticking. It was already very close, came very close to qualifying this last one. Got a huge opportunity to go out to Colorado Springs, so it's just like having more opportunities arise and makes it feel very surreal, because it's like now you're getting closer to where you want to be.
Seeing is believing, and McKenna's vision has never been sharper to obtain those rings.
Having all the courage and just seeing what it is like and what it feels like, because it's a very different feeling of pushing yourself. Like, yeah, okay, like I'm almost there, but then actually, like, you know, there's days I'm puking in a bucket before I even do my efforts, and I gotta suck it up and continue to go. It's just a different switch in your brain that's like, okay, this is where I need to go.
Well, the Olympic dreams for this little kid remain the same for this young woman now. Good luck to McKenna making the LA Games in 2028. In Vancouver, Nick Krupke, Fox 12 Oregon.